And for our second candidate, Dr. Karen Niver, and I'm going to let you introduce the rest of yourself.
Oh, sure.
Your background.
Good afternoon. I am Karen Niver. I'm an OBGYN practicing women's medicine here in Port Huron, and have been a resident here and a business owner for the past 24 years. So I'm happy to be here this afternoon. Thank you for the invitation. So to the questions. The first one, why do you want this position? Well, back in February, I stepped forward to fill the seat of Mr. Opplinger, who was a previous trustee who, for health reasons, had to step down from his position. The reason I was interested in that was to find out if I might be well suited for this. And so I've been on the board for the past 10 months, working with our board and attending meetings and learning the system of education, for the sole purpose of knowing whether or not I would have something to contribute to the college moving forward. And in the past 10 months, I've come to the conclusion that I can. And I'm very happy to say that. I have experience on other boards, namely the hospital board, where I was a member there for 12 years. Working at a college board is much different than working on the hospital board, but our primary purpose is the same. So I like to be involved. I'm passionate about our college, and for personal reasons as well. I have a son who is a student here. And lastly, I'm a member of this community. I'm told that after 20 years, you're considered a native. So I consider myself now a native of St. Clair County, where I was really born and raised in St. Clair Shores, a little bit south of here in Macomb County. So I want the position because I feel that I have something to contribute. I'm passionate about our community, and for me, it's something personal. Number two, what's the difference between managing a college and managing a business, and how are students different than customers? In some ways, there's a lot of similarities. On a board, we still have to be very conscious of the bottom line. We have to be conscious of all of our shareholders. In the hospital, those people are different. In the college community, that means our students and our faculty and our staff members, the people that we employ. In my business, it's a for-profit institution. I'm there to make a salary. I'm there to make money. Of course, I'm there to take care of patients. That's where my skills are. That's where my background is. That's what I do. Here, we're here to educate students. So in a lot of ways, there are similarities. The people that I employ are there to earn a living. They, too, want to take care of patients, and they want to have a purpose for their lives. But they've already been trained. They already have their education. Here, the students, as our, quote, customers, are paying a fee to become educated. They aren't developed yet. They don't have the skills with which to make a living. That's what they're there for. They're here for. So that's a big, big difference, in my opinion. The students are, in a lot of ways, our customers. I think the faculty here are our customers, and I think the community is actually our customer as well. That's the whole purpose of our being here. The community funds us to be here. 3, what is it, shared governance, and what does it mean, and how does it affect the quality of education? You know, we can crack a book, and I did. I'm sure everybody else did too, and we can read what the definition of shared governance is, and I don't need to repeat that to you. In my experience here in the past 10 months, and on my other board as well, shared governance is everybody coming together for a common purpose, hopefully with the same ideals and the same value system that they're putting forth. We are all here to educate our students, period. Otherwise, no one would be in this room. So shared governance is everyone pitching together. It's a team. Much like a football team. The passers pass, the tacklers tackle. One person can't function without the best efforts of everyone else in order to win. So in my opinion, that's what shared governance is. And I have to tell you, in my short term here, I feel that we're doing a lot of things right. I think that we do it well. And I also feel that there is room for improvement. 4, if elected, would I consider visiting the campus at least once a month, conversing with students, finding out their obstacles, their challenges? I already do. I mentioned I have a son here. I come to the campus. I rendezvous with him sometimes. I haven't been to his classes with him, but I don't know if that would be obtrusive to the professor, if that would be appropriate. I also have students at my house almost every single night. My kitchen table is their study hall, which is a total gas for me because I love to hear them. I'm very involved in my son. God only gave me one, but he's a really good one. And plus I feed them, so it works out for them as well. So I have a feeling already, somewhat of a feeling, about what the challenges that the students face. My son and a couple of his colleagues had some issues with their guidance counselors, and that Dustin has been here now all of last year. He took 2 summer classes, and he's in his first semester of this year, and he's already lost out on 6 credits that aren't going to apply to his degree. And I think that's a shame. And he's not the only one. He has another colleague who took a class, and those 3 credits aren't going to count toward their degree. And I think that's a shame. So I'm already hearing from them what some of their challenges and obstacles are, and I think we could do a better job with that. And I actually have some ideas on how to do that. And I think one of them should be, maybe each of the students should have a counselor with whom they will work for those 2 years, rather than it's a new semester, you sit down with a new counselor and get a new set of eyes. It would be nice that we had some continuity there. And it's a small enough college that I think that we can. I don't see any problems with casual visits to the campus. Like I said, I already make them. It's a small campus. Plus, I think it helps us to see the physical buildings and see what we're working with and what we're working toward. 5, if I have good ideas, how do we plan to get faculty, staff, and students on board? Communication, listening, being open-minded, brainstorming. There's a lot, in my opinion, ways of doing that. Of course, the college is strongest when it has support from the community. The Bluewater Area, that again, we have a community foundation, we have media, we have our meetings open to the public. They're all public forums. At the hospital, they were all behind closed doors. What happened in the hospital boardroom stayed there. A whole different, it's a paradigm shift here. I think it's a good one. And foreseeing any problems with televising the monthly meetings, absolutely not. The meetings are open. Even our retreats every 3 months are open. Students today, I know my son and his buds, youth, they want to get the information on their own time. They don't want to be accountable. My kid does not want to have to be accountable to a certain time for a certain task. He's much happier when he can do it on his own. And his 19-year-old brain isn't even fully mature yet. It won't be till he's 24 years old. So for him to sit in a classroom and to go through our standard method of education, for a lot of these kids is sometimes difficult. So it's great that our college has different means. They have some online courses and different things that we can expand upon to teach the youth in the way that they are best capable of learning. So I think I've covered all the questions.
Yeah.
Any questions?
You talked about the credits that did not transfer. Do you see no value in those classes that they took then?
Oh, not at all. Everything we learn is for a reason. And all of our brains should be so porous that we could suck up information from all different types of topics. Certainly not wasted time. Frustrating for him, because he's a man on a mission. He wants to get that 4-year degree in 4 years. Although we know it takes a lot of people longer. Never wasted. Education's never wasted. Just frustrating for him. Sir?
Just today it came to my attention, there's a job posting for, I think, a director, executive director, ultimately leading to, it looks like, degrees in EMS and paramedics here on campus. To what extent are you familiar with the initiative, and given your background as a doctor, what do you think is going to be necessary in terms of coursework for certification or a degree for EMS and paramedics?
I am absolutely all about the development of our new health sciences program. I am so excited about that. Every day in the operating room, every day in the hospital, I'm working with other students, and I ask them, oh, you're a surgical tech student, where do you go to school? And I hear, Macomb County Community College, and my heart just sinks a little bit, because I think that those should be our kids and our grandkids that are getting those educations. So to expand that program, in my opinion, is fantastic. Plus, jobs are going into healthcare, as you just read. What the specifics are in terms of the training, I don't know, but the hands-on training, in my opinion, is the best type of learning, like our new nursing lab that we've opened up, where there are models. There's a birthing model that I actually went through a shoulder dystocia with a student on. Very exciting. My heart's pounding. And this is a plastic person, and I do it for a living. And that's where the real learning experience is. So I would hope that we'd be able to translate that into these other ancillary medical programs as well. I also want to say, I work with our grads every day, our nursing students, and you know what? They are top-notch. At our last board meeting, in our minutes, it said that our nursing students graduate always, well, almost always between 94th and 97th percentile on their exiting exams. We're doing something right, and we can build on that.
Is this an initiative of which you had some awareness here recently that has come to fruition for this job posting?
No, I had no knowledge of that. I know that we are in the business of expanding our health sciences program, and the specifics I couldn't speak to.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? All right.
All right,
Thank you,
thank
Dr.
you so
Niver.
much.
Be careful of the wires over
I
here.
will indeed.